I had a third of an acre. Let's see, a third of an acre is 120 feet by 120 feet. So how that worked out is I had a house, small three-bedroom house, and then out in back there was a long sliver of land like this, you know. So not anywhere. It was about maybe a fifth as wide as it was long. Oh, I had such fun there with raising up my kids. I had 2 horses. One time I had 3 horses. Did I have 3? No. Yeah. Well, altogether, I had, you know, a pony and a really wonderful horse, and then an old mare that somebody sold me, and the thing died almost right away. Oh, but you know, I had a cow we milked, and we had sheep, chickens. One time I had some goats. Not much of a goat person, particularly Nubian goats. No, thank you. I raised a turkey there, some ducks. Had a big garden. A lot of fun raising corn. It was beautiful. Then I had a bunch of it. You know, I felt bad because I wasn't using it all. A third of an acre. Well, that was out there, kind of desert country north of Saugus, and nobody paid much attention to anything. And God, you know, it's a good thing there wasn't somebody out there telling me that I couldn't do this and do that, because so I just had a good time. Learned a lot about animals and life, things, and the kids had rosy cheeks from drinking raw milk, you know. Yeah. You know, I'll just tell you a story. There was a woman, a Mexican woman, lived next door, older, grandma, you know, grandmother, and you know, down there in Mexico, they had a lot of cows where she came from. Anyway, so that's how they get their milk. I said, how, you know, we were good neighbors, and I said one day, I said, you want some of this? I was milking the cow, which I found to be a wonderful thing to do. Milk is very energizing. Makes you feel better milking the cow. So I said, well, you want some milk? She said, yeah. You know, she's speaking in Spanish, so yeah, but she kind of communicates to me, oh, the cow. You know, use their hands down there. Oh, I said, you want it straight from the cow? Yeah, that's what you want. It's mejor. It's the best. It's the best. So I was kind of, you know, God, I mean, you're not gonna refrigerate it and do this to it and that to it and everything. You're just gonna drink it right out of the cow. It's still warm. Oh my gosh, what would that be like, you know? But I'm a learning kind of guy, so anyway, I gave her a glass of milk, and I thought, well, I've got to try this. Oh, it's the best. Yeah, you gotta try this. To drink it, you just get a glass and squirt that milk in there and drink it. Try it out. It's like, it's wonderful. It has so much flavor and good flavor, you know. It's like a milkshake. Wonderful. Foamy, milky, warm. It's good. And so the thing was that, and then I found, you know, now we're really off on another subject, but then I found that the milk had different characteristics. After it cooled down, it was still good. It was good all the way through, pretty much, but it was still good, but it was a different flavor and had a different kind of thing about it. And then, you know, you put it in there, you clean it up, and you put it through a filter, and, you know, whatever we did. Never had any trouble. It's not that hard to keep milk clean. And then you put it in the refrigerator and you drink it. It's still good, different flavor. Each one of those, each way, right out of the cow after it cools down. Then when you have it in the freezer, in the refrigerator, 3 different tastes and 3 different experiences that you have with milk. All of them have various good qualities, good points. So that's pretty much all what I'm saying. Is I'm saying these regulations You think that therefore, safety and the good of the community. They're for the good of the material community, the good of the wealthy people in the community. That's what they're good for. I remember being kind of shocked because I was down in Mexico when I was a kid. We think we're so advanced, so modern in America. That's what I thought. I go to Mexico, there's these beautiful houses there. These people don't have anywhere near as much money as we do, but their architecture and the colors they use. Oh, there's some marvelous places. So not having a lot of money doesn't mean that you're trash. It's like you say this stuff. What kind of a person is even interested in money anyway? I mean, what is it? Paper. It's some kind of abstract idea of something. When you work, you produce something. That's the result of your work. That's good. You feel good. You feel good. And just working itself is fun. If you know how to work, it's fun. It's fun to work. It's something that you like to do. Everybody, you know this. Lots of people know this. You're going to build a house with somebody that you care about. You're going to enjoy doing it. It's going to be fun. I remember recently there was a couple. They had kids, and they, I say kids, I don't know, in their 20s, I'm sure. And they had a nice group of people. They took a lot of pictures, but these pictures, everybody's always looking happy. They weren't making it up. They just were happy doing this. They worked together, and they built these kids this house, and they felt good doing it. It was fun. They had some camaraderie, and they got together afterwards, and they cooked for each other, and it was a good time. And you can see it in their faces. I think you can go to the tiny house. What are their names? Oh, God, Meg and Evan and Olaf, or some. You can find them. They built their tiny house, but then they have the same problem, don't they? Because the tiny house, that's a trailer. Build it on wheels. Well, what is it? It's a trailer. They kind of get past something, though, because, it's a little confusing to people because they go, well, that doesn't really look like a trailer. And they've been trained to think a trailer is an eyesore. I don't know why. If you go to the trailer place where they sell trailers, you look up, they're magnificent. And some of those things are quite beautiful. I mean, they look wonderful, those trailers. Some of them have good aesthetics, and they're made out of neat materials, and they're wonderful inside. So why is there this thing that, but you can't live in one? I mean, what kind of insanity is that? Well, it's not insanity from the point of view of a wealthy person, because they think, a trailer, that's going to it's not a house, and they can move it, and what does it have to do with me getting more money for this house? I don't want to encourage trailers. I don't want to encourage people to find a cheap, good way to live that they don't have to pay a lot for, because then who will buy my house? Let's get rid of trailers. And that's what they've done. And so, all you people out there that, take these regulations, and you people in the building department who think you're doing good for the community, think a little bit more about it. Think about it again, Oh my gosh. Anyway, so there I'm caught up in it. I'm not Superman or anything, so naturally, try as I might, work as I might. Well, that's the other thing, so they tend to, I'm not going to, this is a boring topic, so I'm not going to go on about this very much, but, they say, well, oh yeah, the wealthy people, they're wealthy because of their virtue, how hard they worked, and they deserve this. But that's not what, now that we have the internet and, people are kind of chattering among themselves and learning how things really are, that's not really fine. We find, what is the truth? You can work really, really hard. If you're not clever and you don't, you run afoul of, you get involved with some wealthy person who's trying to use you to make money, make more for himself, not trying to be fair with you, he's trying to use you to make more money, why then you can work really, really hard all your life and be a virtuous person and end up with much of anything. And that's okay because you had a good life and you worked hard and you enjoyed yourself. Actually, you had a pretty good, hopefully had some pretty good times. I think some of the most impressive people I've met. I did the census in 2000 in this area here where I am, and there's a lot of what they call, the kids, the Mexican people. They work out in the fields, and some of them, saved, whatever they did, I don't know, they end up having houses, and I go to the census, and I meet these happy people. I meet the men, and the men, a guy works out in a field, and you gotta know it isn't just out there having fun picking stuff. It's hard work. I mean, it's hard. Why is it hard? Oh, here comes sun, I think. Yeah.